Alright guys, I just got a call from my buddy there. Emergency call, his hot water tank let go in his house. So we're just loading up the truck. I'm on my way over there. We're going to replace the hot water tank. And I'm going to take you along through the process. This is what we got going now. We got the hot water tank. The thing let go. So first thing you want to do is shut the water off to the hose. Then you want to turn the power off to the tank. Make sure there's no power, no water going to it. And the next thing you're going to do is hook up the hose and drain it off. Make sure that the tank is drained off before you do anything with it. This here is the shut off. This one here just takes a screwdriver. You just open it up and that'll drain the water out of the tank. Once the water starts to drain out, you're going to want to put air behind it. So you're either going to want to cut the pipe after the pressure's off, or sometimes they have a blow off that you can open up at the top. This one here, I can't see. There's the blow off right there. You can just crack that open, let some air behind the tank, and then she'll drain off once that blow off's off. While it's draining, you can take off the power. Always test it, make sure that it is off for sure. I know this one is off. There is usually a switch mounted to the upper part, but there's no switch here, so we just shut it off at the main breaker. Folks, now that all the water's shut off and the tank is drained and it's draining out, it's still draining a little bit. So you want to open the valves and then go upstairs and open the faucets so all the water drains off of the tank, and you can cut the pipes and do what you have to do. I'm letting the water drain off. I'm going to disconnect the power now, and then after the power is disconnected, I'm going to cut the pipe out, and then once the tank is drained, we'll remove it, put the new one in place. These are the fittings here, folks. You just want to clean them out with the brush. Just give them a quick rub before you solder, and then what you do is you cut your copper pipe to fit, clean the ends of the copper pipe with sandpaper, and then you put your paste on it. And I'll show you that as I do the process as I solder it. This here is what the pipe looks like when it's all cleaned up. Just take the sandpaper, rub it off. Then what you want to do is take the paste that you got. I got a big thing of it. And then you just rub it around each edge, and stick it into the fitting before you go to solder. This is the part. It's all got paste on it. It's all ready to go. So now what I'm going to do is heat it with the solder. I usually like to heat it on the bottom and touch the solder on the top. When it melts, it'll just wrap right around. That's how I do it. How you clean the pipe, folks. Just a piece of sandpaper like that. See how the end's right nice and shiny? That's what you're looking for. You want to make sure there's no dirt, no nothing, no oils on it. Clean her up nice and good. Then just take the paste, put it around. Just like that. And these here were already cleaned with the brush, so you just slide it in and you're good to go. Same with this here, already cleaned. Paste is on it. And then this one here I never cleaned yet. Clean it off with that. Put some paste on it. Put it in. You're ready to solder. That's how easy it is.
And you need that stuff too. For every time you solder, you need this stuff.
The paste, yeah. You're going to put the paste on it before you put it in. So when the solder melts, it'll just run. That's what makes it suck into the
paste does, eh?
Yeah.
It ain't working without the paste.
No. You probably could get it, but it's going to be 10 times harder. So
half the time it wasn't working ever. I tried it a few times. Maybe it was without the paste.
Yeah. Just make sure you get it good and hot. You don't want to overheat it, but you want it hot.
Is that very hot?
That end's probably not too hot. Not yet, anyway.
I'll hold it for you.
Yeah. Should be okay, though. I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Sometimes if you look at it and it doesn't look like it runs, once it's hot like that, just put the paste on it like that, and that'll just help it
move
right around. Sometimes that's what you got to do. Okay, folks, this is the new tank. So what you want to do, right here is the ends. So they're all color coded. One's purple, and they got it marked right here, cold. The other one is white, marked hot. You want to make sure you put your Teflon tape, you wrap it around the threads, and as you do so, you want to make sure you go the same way as the piece that you're turning on. So when you're tightening it, it just tightens it right into the thread. On the old tank, folks, they used to have the blow-off valve on the side, but I'll show you here on the new tank. They put the blow-off valve on the top. So what you want to do is wrap that with the Teflon again, and you just screw it into here, tighten it down. And some people put a pipe from here down to the floor, just in case it ever does blow off, but it shouldn't. There's the blow-off valve. I got the Teflon on it. So all you want to do, tighten it in by hand, as tight as you can get it. Then just take the wrench and just give her a couple turns, but don't over tighten. Just turn it to where you think it needs to be. Okay, folks, there's the pipe there. This is the piece that we just put together. It's already got the Teflon on it. So just put it on.
You're going to take these out?
Nope. Then you just tighten them in. And then you just tighten that up, but don't over tighten it. Tighten it to where you want. So there's the two new pipes on the new tank, folks. I got that turned to the side. If I do have a piece of 3/4 inch pipe, I'll just run it out and drop a piece coming down the tank so that if it blows off, it just blows to the floor. And this here is the wiring. So what you got to do is take this off. There's got to be a connector. I think it's an L16 you call it. You put it on that, and then the new wire goes inside here, and then you make the connection inside this panel here, and I'll show you that when we get there. Just want to show you here, folks, that usually once the copper pipe starts going in your house, you start getting a leak. You start fixing it. Next thing you know, the next piece is going to go, and then it just continues. It's a never-ending thing. So you pretty much got a plan to pull it out, replace it. So I was just showing you that. I don't know if we're getting into that today, but I'm just showing you what we're going to do here. This is the hot water tank. It's all hooked up now. You see the pipes connected. We ended up getting in and changing all the pipes in the house, but I'm going to save that for another video. So this is the tank. I'll show you the wire connections here. You want to make sure the ground is wrapped around. 12 gauge wire. I always try to make 2 or 3 turns on the wire connector, and then put the proper morettes on the edge, and then you just put this plate back in place. Alright folks, that's the finished product. That's what it looks like. Just a reminder, don't turn the power on until the tank is full. Make sure it's full, there's water flowing through it, then you can turn the power on. That's it. I put a piece of styrofoam under the bottom. I always do if it's sitting on concrete. Sometimes they put pans there. You can buy a pan for it, so if it starts to leak, but this is in a basement, and we're going to be replacing the gyprock, and it's just, there's a drain over in the floor. So that's all. This is where the old pipes came down. We just cut it out. We're going to cut all that out and replace the gyprock. Hey folks, just getting back from the hot water tank job there and my buddies. We ended up doing a little bit more than we were expecting to do. As you can see in the video, some of the pipelines were patched and pieced in, the old copper. As soon as you start getting pinholes in that stuff, it never ends. It just keeps going and going and going. So you should replace that whenever you get a chance, because you're just going to create problems for yourself down the road. As far as the hot water tank goes, that went in pretty decent, pretty easy. As you can see in the video, I showed you the steps going through. I'm pretty sure anybody can replace a hot water tank. It's not that hard. You need a few tools, but you got to look at the other end. If you're paying the labor and the taxes on the labor, it's going to be a fair amount of cost there. It's probably about 3 hours by the time we drained the tank, took out the pieces, ripped it out, put a new one in. So that would be 3 hours labor with the taxes you'd save if you do it yourself. And it's not that hard of a process. So if you like these videos, please subscribe, give me the thumbs up, and stay tuned for more. There'll be more coming. Thanks.